Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Unit 4.9, Practice B. Remember, use completing the square to write the quadratic equation, and we're doing that in vertex form. So when we're completing the square, the first thing we want to know, is there a GCF? Can we factor this? And if we can't, then we look at our A, B, and C. We want to take B divided by 2 and square it. So in this case, we have negative 6 divided by 2 squared, which is 9. Good. So when we start to rewrite this, we have x squared minus 6x, and we need to create a little space right here. Then we have the minus 13, and then we have a space in the back. And this is where we put that plus 9 and then the minus 9. And we treat these like two separate parts. Okay, we want to factor the x squared minus 6x plus 9, so I'm looking for numbers that multiply to get to 9 and add to get to negative 3. I'm sorry, I was telling you the answer. Negative 6, and it's negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9. Negative 3 plus negative 3 is negative 6. So we get x squared minus 3x minus 3x plus 9. I'm still factoring this. Okay, and then we need to factor out the x, factor out the negative 3. So I have an x, and I took out a negative 3. And then when I'm done factoring, we get x minus 3 and x minus 3. Yeah, so as we start to rewrite this, the f of x equals x minus 3. The whole part of why I want to factor is when we factor, we want those two to be the same. Okay, and then negative 13 minus 9 is, oh, not in my highlighter, negative 22. And then finally, we would write x minus 3 squared minus 22. And there we go. Okay, I'll do one more where I do all the factoring for you, and then you guys are going to be on your own. Okay? Well, maybe we'll do more than one. All right, so is there a GCF? Can I already factor this? No. So we're going to take negative 8 divided by 2 and square it. Negative 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So we have x squared minus 8x. That's where the plus 16 goes. And then we have plus 1 and then minus 16. Remember, we add the 16 and subtract the 16 to balance the equation out. Okay? And then over here, we're looking for numbers that multiply to get to 16 and add to get to negative 8. I want it to be the same number. And it's negative 4 and negative 4. So we have x squared minus 4x minus 4x plus 16. We factor out an x, we factor out a negative 4. And we're left with x minus 4 and x minus 4. So we have g of x equaling x minus 4 times x minus 4. And then 1 minus 16 is negative 15. So our final answer is g of x equals x minus 4 quantity squared minus 15. Okay. And there we go, that's vertex form. All right, number 3. Go ahead and set it up. So find out what the 10 divided the b divided by 2 squared, you find out what that is, and I'll pick you up on the other side. Okay, pause the video and good luck. Okay, so you should have gotten 25. And so we're looking for numbers that multiply to get to 25 and add to get to 10. What are those? Yeah, 5 and 5. So we get x squared plus 5x plus 5x plus 25. We take out the x, we take out the 5. X plus 5. And then when we take out the 5, we get x plus 5. And what do you know, they match? So we get x plus 5 times x plus 5. And then once again, we don't want you to forget, seven minus 25 is negative 18. So our final answer, h of x equals x plus 5 quantity squared minus 18. Okay, so once again, you guys set up, do the b divided by 2 squared, and then I'll meet you there. Okay, so she's gotten 36, which means we're looking for numbers that multiply to get to 36 and add to get to 12, and it's 6 and 6. So x squared plus 6x plus 6x plus 36. We're just doing this part right here. Factor out the x and factor out the 6. So we have an x and a plus 6. And they match. So we have k of x equaling x plus 6 and x plus 6. And then 8 minus 36 is negative 28. And then our final answer is x plus 6 squared minus 28. All right, number 5. So there's no GCF. I want to take b divided by 2. So it's negative 14 divided by 2 squared, and we get 49. So as we write this out, we have x squared minus 14x minus 2. We're doing our blanks, and to balance out the equation, we have a plus 49 and a minus 49. Okay, so why don't you guys go ahead and factor, and then I'll meet you before we put it together. Pause the video and good luck. Okay, so you're looking for numbers that multiply to 49 and add to get to negative 14. Well, that was negative 7 and negative 7. Okay. So we have x minus 7 and x minus 7 and minus 51 on the back. So our final answer of m of x equals x minus 7 squared minus 51. Now if we're asking for vertex, the vertex would be 7, negative 51. Thankfully, we do not have to graph that. All right, 6. We always check for GCF, or if I can factor this, and we can't. So we're taking negative 16 divided by 2, square it, and that's going to give us 64. So we have x squared minus 16x plus 64 plus 30 minus 64. All right, go ahead and set up. Start factoring. You're looking for numbers that multiply to get to 64 and add to negative 16. Okay, so as you do this, you should have gotten that it is x minus 8 and x minus 8. And the 30 minus 64 is what? 30 minus 64, negative 34. So n of x equals x minus 8 quantity squared minus 34. All right, guys, number 7 and number 8, you're on your own. So go ahead and pause the video and then do both of those. Good luck. Okay, and then your final answers, number 9, you should have gotten, or number 7, I'm sorry. Px equals x plus 9 quantity squared plus 9. And number 8, q of x equals x plus 10 quantity squared plus 2. All right, go ahead and flip it over. Once again, number 9 and number 10, you guys are on your own. Remember, figure out what your A, B, and C are. See if you can factor those. Neither of them you can. And remember that you're doing B divided by 2 squared. So for number 9, it's 1. And negative 2 divided by 2 squared is also 1. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video. Good luck. Okay, in those we got x plus 1 squared plus 6, and then s of x equals x minus 1 squared plus 8. All right, if you need more help with those, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Now, for the last 3, graph the following parabolas, write the vertex, axis of symmetry, and y-intercept before graphing. Now, for number 11, the first thing that I notice is that it's not in vertex form. So if it's not in vertex form, I need to do x equals the opposite of b over 2a. So there's my a, b, and c. So x equals the opposite of b, so that's a negative 6. 2 times negative 1. We're trying to find our x value of our vertex. So we have negative 6, and then on the bottom, negative 2, and when you divide that out, we get 3. So right away, I know that my axis of symmetry is x equals 3. Now to find the other value, my y value, I need to plug in 3 into the equation. Okay, and you can either do that with your calculator or you can do it in your head. I think 3 squared is 9, so it's negative 9 minus 18 plus 1. Negative 9 plus 18 minus 1 is actually 10. Okay, so my vertex is 3, 10. Okay, and then I think the last thing that it wants is our y-intercept. So let's wait to see if we can see it. Okay, so I'm going to graph my axis of symmetry at 3. Now I have a negative a, and it's a negative 1, so a equals negative 1. And then we start at 310. That negative 1 means that I go down 1 over 1, down 4 over 2. And I do not see my y-intercept, so I have to plug in 0. Okay, so we come back up here. We would say g of 0 equals negative 0 squared plus 6 times 0 plus 1, and then we get 1 is our answer. So 0, 1. Okay. So for number 12 and 13, I like because they're in vertex form. So if they're in vertex form, I can get the vertex right away because I take the opposite of negative 6 and the 8 stays the same. My axis of symmetry is whatever my x value is, so x equals 6. And the only thing that I have to do is to find the y-intercept. And that's when we plug in 0. Now, a lot of people think that it's just 8, but it's not, because I can solve this. 0 minus 6 is negative 6. Negative 6 squared is positive 36. Negative 2, we get negative 72. And then we finally get that it's negative 64, guys. So it's not just 8. Okay, a lot of people got that wrong on the quiz. Okay, so it's 0, negative 64. We have to do work for this. Okay, and then we have a negative 2 pattern. So down here, I know that a equals negative 2, and I'm starting at 6, 8. So here's 6, 8. If you want to graph the axis of symmetry, and then follow your pattern. It's down 2 over 1, and then down 8 over 2. All right, last one, you're all on your own. Pause video. Good luck. Okay, so vertex was 5, negative 9. Axis of symmetry is x equals 5, and our y-intercept is 0, 41. And then you can see my graph right there. Now, if you have any questions or you need extra help, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra 2, Unit 4.9, Practice B. Thanks for watching.